pretty sure it is. Yeah, so day, month, year. Okay, good. So I bought my Xbox 360 on the 1st of February 2008, and I traded loads of things in to go get it down at good old Game Station. It's no longer with us. And then again, Nor's Nate Game with us, and it's going to be gone pretty soon, probably by end of 2026. It looks like. Anyway, so the Xbox 360. That's when I bought it. Traded in a couple of things, got some credit notes, and I spent. I think I bought it for like 200 something pounds with like credit note and money as well. So bought it all back, set it all up, and yeah, I think the one thing that really made me really want to get it was the fact that all my friends had one, and I was sitting there, I remember sitting there walking home from A levels or whenever it was back then, with all my friends who had one, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finally go and pick up an Xbox 360 myself. So yeah, that was kind of the plan on this one day. The funny thing is that I'd already been playing Xbox 360 at my friend's house. He had one. Loads of my friends had one. So I was like, finally want to join in. The thing is, as well, is that back in the day, back at Game Station, they used to have these kiosks, these Xbox 360 kiosks, and obviously you could play. Oh, he's running really fast. I've got infinite ammo. Oh, I've got cheats on the unlimited mode. Um, so at the kiosk, yeah, they had Lost Planet and Tony Hawk's and a couple of things. And I still remember watching the videos for Lost Planet, like, wow, this looks sick. I can't believe next gen graphics and all that lot. And as much as everyone was really excited about Gears of War, my friend included, and by that time I'd already played Gears of War, I couldn't not stop thinking about this game Lost Planet. So I had to make sure that when I bought my Xbox 360 back in the day, that I got myself a copy of Lost Planet. So that's why Lost Planet was the very first game I got. And some other game. I can't remember what it was. It's really annoying. I don't know why I don't remember what it was. But I had to have Lost Planet. Even now, I think, looking at it now, this is 512 megabytes of RAM that the Xbox is working with. This is like 2003 technology or something like that. And I still think it looks really good. Yeah, it's like 30 FPS. Obviously, you want to play this at 720p because if you do put the Xbox 360 in 1080p, it causes some serious slowdown because they added that functionality later on. They added some really high HD settings for the Xbox 360, which you couldn't really handle, and I don't really recommend it. But playing Xbox 360 in 720p, you should be okay. But because even now there's quite a little bit of slowdown here, but it's running at a 30 FPS, and this whole generation was based on just having higher looking graphics than frame rate, which is probably why it's considered one of the worst generations, because I would probably say that the Xbox 360 was probably the golden era of gaming. We probably will never get back to anything like this again, but at the same time, we also had like just non-stop hits every single year, but at the same time the games didn't really run that well, which obviously at the time I didn't really know too much about. I just enjoyed it for what it was. But looking at this now, like, this is an Xbox 360 game and it looks incredible, honestly. So I would go to Game Station and load up the kiosk, and I would sit there and just play this game over and over. And the reason why I'm playing this mission is because this is the one that used to be in the kiosk. Oh, so when I finally got my Xbox 360, and all my other friends had one, obviously you get your friends list and you add all your friends. But loading up this, going, wow, oh my days, I'm finally in now with everyone else at school, or A levels, I guess, with their own Xbox 360. I can finally join them and play all these cool things, because obviously I think the biggest game at the time that made me realise how bad the Wii was Guitar Hero 3. I remember back when the Guitar Hero 3 demo came out, and my friend, he was playing, he had the demo for Guitar Hero 3, and I was like, wow, this game looks really cool, I can't wait. And we were playing on, the Xbox control pad, and we were playing the demo, which had Tenacious D, the Metal, and he was really good at it as well. He was better than me at the time because it was just a controller and he played it quite a bit. But that was on the demo, yeah. And then when the game finally came out, officially got released across all systems, and obviously all I had was a Nintendo Wii, so I bought the Wii version. Now the thing about the Wii is that a lot of the games were essentially just ports of a PS2, because as it goes, the GameCube the Nintendo Wii is basically just a GameCube on steroids. I think, as John Carmack put it, was that the Wii was just two GameCubes duct taped together with motion controls. Which, to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that. In terms of sales, obviously the Wii sold a shit ton, but it was a very different way of playing games. But I still wanted to play games like this, just get that high definition games with amazing online, like a friends list, and the ability to play the latest, greatest big budget games. Not that games that like Super Mario wasn't a big budget, but you're not going to be playing this on the Nintendo Wii. Games like Dead Rising, games like the latest Resident Evil 5. Coincidentally, all quite Capcom games. I'm not going to be playing Gears of War. I'm not going to be playing Uncharted. I'm not going to be playing, the next big Final Fantasy, whatever that might be. I'm not going to be able to have downloadable content and new updates, because even Guitar Hero 3 did have that, but it worked really weirdly. Oh, that thing's going to come at me. Oh! So it wasn't until Guitar Hero 3 came out and I looked at it and was like, wow, this game looks like shit. What happened to the graphics? And I remember going back to school, college, A-levels the next day, like, yeah, man, they really downgraded the graphics. Why did it look so bad? And that's when I realised, oh wait, hold on a second. This version of Guitar Hero I'm playing on the Wii, which I remember used to freeze on Guitar Hero Through the Fire and the Flames. It was weird. That version, I was like, oh, it's just the PS2 version, because obviously the Wii's got nowhere near the game graphical capability as this, as a 360 and a PlayStation. And then that's when I was like, I'm gonna make the decision. I'm gonna make my way down to GameStation, trade in a couple of things. They're going for like £280 or so, because this is 2008 and the 360 came out in 2005. So at that point, there's a couple of bundles on, there's a couple of pre-owned systems out there. So I made my way down to GameStation in Hemel Hempstead with my credit note, trading a couple of things, bought up 360 controller. I didn't have a wireless dongle thing, and I can prove that because I remember at the time I couldn't get it to connect. I don't know why, but funnily enough, on the topic of the achievements, where is it? On the topic of the achievements, if you look at my very first achievement, my very, very first achievement, there's no date on it, there's no date assigned to it, because I didn't have it unlocked at the time. So I think I actually may have gotten this like I think it was end of January, like January 31st or something, when I finally got the online working. Like the wireless dongle. I think I went back down to GameStation and picked up one of those wireless dongles for the 360. Which is nice because I'm now playing on the latest version of the 360, not the slim version, but the Elite or whatever it was called. I don't know what this is, but it's the more sleeker looking design. So it's got built-in Wi-Fi, so a lot more convenient. So yeah, that was me just playing this all the time at the GameStation kiosk. I was like, damn, I really want to get myself a copy. I really want to play this game the most, more than Gears of War. Gears of War looks amazing. I played it at my friend's house already. But I was really excited to play this the most, so I made sure this was my first game. Good times in 2008, I would sit there looking at the old Blades dashboard going, damn, I can't wait to find out what I'm going to be able to do with this thing. And I think at this time as well, Lost Planet was what? When did it come out? 2007? 2006, I think it is? Not too sure. But look at how good this game looks. Obviously you're looking at this through OBS, and obviously that snow effect looks like shit. I think it's because it's so zoomed out, it lowers the fidelity, but it's like shimmering and it's stuttering. You can in fact see that on OBS, but yeah. But then when you zoom in, yeah. Can you still? Yeah. This game's got some really interesting use of motion blur. One thing I really want to point out with these games, especially the Capcom series, is they all use the MT framework engine, and you see this. A lot of games actually look very similar with this. You can see this in games like, well, obviously you've got Lost Planet that used it. That was the first time I really kind of spotted it with the MT framework. Like, it looks good. It still looks good. It's crazy. I know I'm not going insane. I know my standards have slipped, but at the same, it's hard to deny this still holds up pretty well. Obviously, OBS makes it look a little bit nicer because you're not seeing it blown up on a 1080p screen here. But still, I didn't get the trick shot. So yeah, they use the MT Framework engine. You can see this engine used in a lot of their games because they all seem to have a similar kind of way of running. So if you look at games like Dead Rising, it also has these really exaggerated animations. In fact, this role is very similar to Frank West's role in Dead Rising. You can see it used in Devil May Cry 4. It's got a similar level of motion blur used in it, but obviously that's a very easy game, a very simple game to run, not very demanding. Low-end PCs can run that game. Excuse me. Low-end games can run that game very well. Shotgun to the face, shotgun to the tail. You can see this in Resident Evil 5 as well, which is probably still, even to this day, a phenomenal looking game. Probably not phenomenal, but like, damn, it doesn't look dated, to be honest. It's got dated-ish style to it, but it doesn't look cheap or low-end at all. So yeah, you can see the way that the games look, especially with textures and the animations and the level of detail and animations and the motion blur. Yeah, you'll find it in like, you obviously this game, Devil May Cry, Dead Rising, Resident Evil. It was also used obviously in Lost Planet 2. I don't think they used it in Lost Planet 3. That was a separate developer when Capcom had no money left and they were going with all the Western developers. But if you look at games as well, like even Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that also used the MT Framework engine. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really love Capcom anyway with their games, is that they really had this style, and a lot of them all had this Capcom style of using the MT Framework engine. As to my knowledge, Street Fighter 4 did not actually use the MT Framework engine. I think it was like on the development with Dimps, and I think was it Havoc? I don't think it was Havoc. Oh, I don't think it was the Havoc engine. It used Havoc, was it? You know what? Let me Google this. Street Fighter 4 engine. Yeah. Oh, it did you. The main engine of Street Fighter 4 is MT Framework. Oh, it was built. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. My mistake. So yeah. So Street Fighter 4 did in fact also use the MT Framework engine. Yeah, that's interesting. And then Street Fighter 3D Edition was MT Framework Mobile. So yeah, this was using Capcom's own MT Framework engine. Sorry, for Street Fighter 4. I don't know why I thought it was something different. They were working with Dimps, I believe, but yeah. So that's also one of the reasons why just Capcom. Oh, and obviously Ashura's Wrath as well. Oh, my eye. Oh, hit in the back. Shotgun. So yeah, even Street Fighter 4, which is one of my all-time favorite games, one of the biggest, most important games to me as well. Look at this. This still looks good. This still looks good. I don't know what that little graphical glitch. Oh, you can see the graphical glitch there as well. When it's all blown up, you can see the graphical glitch. There's like that line. Yeah, I wonder if you can't quite see it. Oh, you can a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, MT Framework Engine, Ashura's Wrath. What else? What else? What else? I think that's why, again, another thing about Capcom development is because they're Japanese, they're all about these mechanics. Yeah, there's a weird graphical glitch going on. I don't know why. Like it's like the light is not being rendered properly, or it's got the band, not the banding, like this weird clipping, but only with these. Yeah, only when these little things are here. Man, you can see the texture wobble as well when I move. Wow, yeah, see? You can see them like shifting. then as I get closer, they turn into like a... No, they are 3D objects. Oh! The little sea monkey got me. Or big sea monkey. This was also my first online competitive shooter as well, because I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, everyone was sick of the whole, oh great, this game's got online multiplayer, because of course it does. You remember when that was the worst thing that happened, where every game had to have some online multiplayer? The very worst thing that happened to gaming was online multiplayer. And getting hit by your own grenade. I'm playing this on easy, by the way, so everything's getting destroyed pretty quickly. The thing about Capcom as well, like I was saying, because they're a Japanese developer, they seem to have these inbuilt mechanics. If you ever played a Platinum game, they're the same as well, where you got to learn like frame data and how to operate the game. There's always these like, if you run and gun, you're not going to get that far. But for example, this here is fully invincible. You're like your roll. A lot of animations have got full invincibility as well. So I'll wait for this thing to try and attack me. Ah, maybe not the best timing. But yeah, the rolls have got full invincibility, so they're a good way of getting out of almost any immediate danger. Yeah, see, I rolled into that, and my ending animation was at the end. So I had the animation of the stun, but not getting hit by the blast radius. So that's what should have happened. But if I now go for like the grenade and then do the invincibility roll, whoops! Try this again. Yeah, see, fully invincible. Another thing about this is that there's also the grenade throw trick. This is one of the most important aspects of the online aspects. So the way this works is, say this broken pod is an online opponent. You can sit there and chuck a grenade, but like, you know, you gotta aim for it, and you gotta hope that it goes there near them or something like that. But the way you're actually supposed to use the grenade system in this is with the combination of chucking and throwing, because you can shoot, and then you can blow up your grenade with your gun. So now, if an enemy's standing there, just chuck a grenade. Whoop. Oh, I got bloody sea monkey went in the way. Like that. They're also in the sequel. The shotgun. Fun enough, the shotgun's actually better for this because the shotgun's got such stupid range. But let's go for this. Yeah, there you go. You gotta aim it like that. But I think the shotgun's actually better. Fun enough. My god, these sea monkeys, honestly, piss off. Like, they're just actively like... No, go away. That's slowdown. No thermal energy left. Oh, I've got no grenades left. So yeah, you're supposed to use the shotgun, but in the sequel, yeah, basically, you've got these spinning discs, and when you chuck them, they just go in a straight line, like literally like a frisbee. And that's how you're supposed to get these your online kills, is by chucking that, which just slides straight into the enemy, into the opponent, and then you can get like a nice easy kill with them. Oh, I've got no thermal energy to get inside. So if you ever wondered why you're getting bodied online in Lost Planet 2's online sweat mode, it's because that's one of the biggest mechanics you had to learn. Very important. Also, this would stun your opponents as well, so you had to hit them with that. Very important. Man, the VS machines are so sick. This is a fully invincible animation as well. I think it's active just as you're about to stand up. Wow, that's slow down. Getting hit by falling boulders. Wow. Cool. The thing about this boss is that easy way to get through it is just to stand like here so that it does its death animation, this death roll, and then you want to try and go in front of it. So it just, yeah, it can go around the room multiple times, but it only ever ends the mission after a certain amount of time, and it'll try and, because it's basically trying to aim its way towards you, and it can never actually hit you because it's basically dead. So the way that the mission ends is once it's about to hit you, it looks like it's about to, then it just explodes like it just did then. So that's kind of that's like a little trick to finish the mission early, is to just stand in front of it or try and get in front of it so it shatters. But yeah, man, I remember meeting my first online friends, my first gamer tag friend on this game online. What was his name? I can't remember his name is. It was something like 02, something like that. I can't remember, but yeah, when you get your first friend on Xbox, you know. I do miss it, but at the same time, I can still play it, so I'm not missing it too much. And I'm sure there'll be like some more private servers going around and to play online. So that's yeah, a bit of a ramble, but my very, very first personal Xbox 360 memory.